catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the fun.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Justin
and MaHogany
YouTube channel, guys. I'm your boy Justin, and this is
MaHogany.
Guys, do us a big favor, hit the subscribe button.
Turn that post notification bell.
And when you do, make sure you comment down below, so we can shout you out. Hello.
Yes, y'all.
Make sure you also follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you have not followed us, what are you doing with your life? Head over there to get some great content because you're missing out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. We're doing something different today, y'all. A different kind of video. We're actually answering you guys' assumptions about us as parents. Now, this is different because usually we don't really be kind of dealing with the assumptions, you know, because people be having their own opinion. We like, okay. But we was like, okay, let's just do a question sticker and see what you guys' assumptions of us as parents are. And so that's why it's so important that you guys follow us on Instagram, because that's where we be doing these polls and stuff. And so if you ever want to be able to like answer one of the questions or be involved in some way, you got to be on Instagram too.
But we're going to jump right on into this. We got some great assumptions because y'all assuming a whole lot. So we're going to get right into this. So.
Period. And y'all, excuse my hair. I got a hair appointment tomorrow. Y'all know y'all girl be like, ooh wee, but today this ain't one of the days.
Anyway, y'all, let's jump right into this.
Okay, so it's a good amount of questions. So like you said, let's go ahead and jump in. You want to ask the first one?
I'll let you ask the first one.
Okay, first assumption. Y'all let the kids do whatever / act up.
I definitely not. I'm going to speak for myself first. I definitely don't let them just do whatever they want to do.
I don't either. Like, no, so that's not accurate at all. We don't let the kids do whatever, act up. What? I don't let them do whatever, act up. Like, because I understand, like, you have to teach your kids the right way to act, because when they go out in the world, if they do something wrong, there's always a consequence. You know what I'm saying? Jail or some kind of punishment. So I have to teach my children while they're in the house that your actions have consequences. So I wouldn't dare let them act up at home, because they'll take that behavior outside to school and different things and think that, oh, since my mom and dad let us do this at home, we can do this everywhere, because the parents are the first teachers.
No, we don't let them act up. We definitely stay on them just to make sure, you know, because I believe, you know, if you don't, you know, especially now since they're young, even like, you know, we don't like the force. Of course, they gotta learn, but we do let them know it's wrong and things. Because one thing I'm always thinking about, if I would take my kids out in public, I think when you take your kids out in public and they kind of acting up and stuff, it shows your parenting. Because I have been places, I've seen kids. I was at a U-Haul place one time when we were moving, and I'm up in there, you know, doing the exchange at the counter information, you know, paying for the U-Haul. And this boy, he was with his dad, ran across him some boxes stacked up about high as our Christmas tree. And he ran across the boxes and was playing. And I said, I wish one of my children would. I wish they would. But yeah, we keep them from, we let them know, hey, listen, there's a time, like the Bible says, there's a time to be quiet, there's a time to speak, there's a time also to play, and there's a time to sit quietly. And you know, you got to know what environment you're in.
All right, number 2. You guys are super neat because the kids are never a mess. You know, this one is quite funny because everybody do be like having this assumption where people say things like, we never see your kids we never see y'all's house with toys all over the place.
No.
We never see y'all with all this stuff. And they're like, do y'all let y'all kids have fun, or do y'all make them, what is it? You guys are super neat because your kids are like, you know, I will say we are neat and we're organized.
Very organized.
And
I guess we like stuff a certain way. Now, we do let the kids, they'll come down, you know, especially the living room area. They'll come there, bring toys, but we do have that stuff cleaned up.
Yeah.
But we don't mind, like, if a room is designated
like
for playroom, we understand that's going to be messy. I can care less because that room is designated to be a playroom. We do, for the most part, keep our house clean. To us, too, this is a content house. And just because you're a content creator, we take our content very seriously. And we take the videos that we put out in high quality, so we don't want to mess the house. If that's your business, listen, you put out any kind of content you want, that's your business. But as for me and my house, this is how we going to do. This is how we going to serve the audience of YouTube.
Number 3, you are parents that love sending your kids to their grandparents.
No, we don't like sending our kids to our grandparents. We don't like really send them nowhere because we're very protective over our children. So they don't really go anywhere far as with other family members. We really like, we kind of, we hire our own help, or we allow grandparents to come to our home, because I know I grew up speaking for myself, I grew up in certain environments and things were said to me that I don't want my children to experience. So, that's why I like, having them come to our house, or the grandparents come in here, or things like that. Even when we hire help, we don't say, "Are we dropping our kids off?" No. Come to my house, and at our house, we have cameras, we have all those things that we need, so we can see, and we know what's going on. We don't want our children in an unfamiliar area. Yeah.
I was just in some areas where I was introduced to a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been introduced to.
Yeah.
A lot of things were said to me, done to me, and I just don't want that for my kids. Like, especially since they can't tell me. And even when they can tell you, sometimes they feel uncomfortable or somebody told them not to say something. So I try to protect my kids as much as they can while still allowing them to experience their family and everything like that. So it's a balance between the two. Yeah. You guys care more about your social media presence than protecting your kids? You guys care more about your social media presence than protecting your children.
We definitely do not. I take protecting my kids very seriously. I don't play with it. I think both of our in-laws know that we don't play with it when it comes to our children. And I have a big thing is even with that, which I can get into that on another episode. I tell my, if you got a problem with me or whatever, I make in-laws, we both make in-laws respect us. If you can't respect us, you don't deal with it, because I believe you can't respect my seed. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of things I get into that. But I take what I mean by what I'm saying overall, I take it seriously of protecting my children. Social media is my career. But it does not stop me or have me overlook the protection of my kids. And I've seen that some people, there are people I've seen in my lifetime growing up where they take more in their career serious than they take their children. But at the end of the day, my children, everything, I would go to bed. Listen, I would shut it down.
And that's period. And that's definitely me. Like, I don't play with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on period. Like, social media is my job. That's what I do. That's how I feed my family. But my kids, they are my number one priority. Okay, and that's with anything. If I work, if I work a lot or whatever the case may be, like, it's for my kids. To make sure they have what they need or whatever. But as far as us caring about our social media presence more than our kids, never that. What I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to Justin and his autism, ever since we found out, we making sure he had what he need, therapist, this, and then we got a teacher coming to the house. Like, I think sometimes people see just a snippet of your life, so they base it off of that. Like, oh, they might see you doing this, they might see you traveling there, but you don't know what the behind the scenes is. You don't know what I'm doing for my kids, how I'm doing it for my kids. So, kids are definitely my number one priority above anything. I could care less about anything else, to be for real.
Yeah, we don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
We don't play with it.
Y'all spoil the children a lot? I do.
MaHogany does. I don't. I take, especially as I have boys, my opinion on that is I spoil them enough, talk, play with them and stuff. But I do also teach principles that I want them to learn, especially with us. Some of them, depending on the age, all of them, I teach different principles, even at their young age, that I feel that they can learn with. Yeah. And even like, just for instance, like Marcel and Justin, I may teach them like, well, just because one gets to do this or one gets that doesn't mean you're always going to get something, because I don't want you to grow up despising one of the other because he got this and I didn't get it. So I teach them now in the early age, just because he gets to do it right now doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. I want you to be okay if it's not your turn right now, or if it's not the time that you have the spotlight right now. And one of the ways with Marcel, I teach it because he likes, if you other one guy doing it or getting it to, he wants to get it. And I teach you, hey, wait your turn is coming. You're not going to be missed, but your turn is coming. So I teach that early because I don't want my kids, girls, especially all them being bored. One of them, my brother, I don't fool with my brother and he outdoing me and no, we don't play that. Just because he experiencing or he's doing it, may not, that what he doing may not be for you. So you got to be okay with with yourself. Even though you came in the world together, you may not have the same opportunities, you may not have the same things at each other, but at the end of the day, that doesn't divide us. So I teach that a lot. I also teach just, different things like, rolling into it, being proper on things. But I spoil them to a degree, but you spoil them a lot.
Yeah, I support them a lot because they're my boys and I love them so much. But I'm with you about teaching them the principles, especially the one that I think there's nothing wrong with. I think it's like, and I don't want to be too long-winded on this, but, we grow up like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. And I think, like,
life ain't fair.
Life ain't fair.
Yeah, life ain't fair.
I think sometimes, even when it comes to society, so many people, they're battling comparison right now because their parents taught him that if so-and-so got it, that means you should get it. So we went to school together. We was in the same class. And I live in this kind of lifestyle and you live that kind of lifestyle. You're thinking that's not fair when ultimately not everything is for you. Like, there's different things is for different people. And just because somebody else got it and you don't got it doesn't mean it ain't fair. It just means that what's for them is for them and what's for you is for you. And I think that teaches our kids early on when we don't give them all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like Justin said, you might get it, but it might not be right now. Just teaching them that because since they're twins, they automatically think, okay, if I get it, my brother gonna get it. Like, we all gonna get it. And of course, when they were growing up, like, even with Marcel, even with the second set, we still get them the same things. We only start teaching this when they're able to comprehend it. Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna do that so young, but it's just like, it's an important thing to teach.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is.
All right, number 6. Mm-hmm. Justin is strict and MaHogany is lenient. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true, y'all. I am more stricter. But I believe you got to have a balance.
Yeah.
I believe you got to have somebody strict and some more, lenient. I am very strict. I stay on them. We play. The kids know they'll ask her more stuff, which I'm working with that next. You can still ask me, but don't. And then that's something they're gonna have to learn. In which the older ones, don't be scared to get a no.
Right.
Don't be scared to get no, because you'll get those in life.
Yeah.
So don't be scared to go around me. You still ask me, because you can still ask me a question, but don't be scared because they're gonna say no. Still ask ask me, because it might be a yes. So working with that too, but I'm more stricter.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a good balance. And I think that's why we work so good hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Because I've seen both ends of the spectrum not being good if you're too much of either one. Yeah. Just like I've seen people grow up in a house where the parents were so strict that, like, you know what I'm saying, they just developed certain traits that weren't good. Like, you know what I'm saying, them two end up lashing out because that's their only way their parents communicated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They just brought a whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? They have low self-esteem because of how their parents yelled at them. Like, so much stuff came from them being too strict or they're too sheltered, Then when parents were too lenient, the kids walk all over their parents. They think, the world ain't revolved around them, something's wrong. Like, so I've seen both ends
sides of it.
And so I think us being like half and half makes it perfect because our kids understand that there's a consequence, but they also understand that they get to share how they feel. Like, it's a great mix. I think it's the best way to be for real.
Yeah, it's great. You gotta have a balance.
All right, number 7. Y'all are still childish. No, I think we're like so mature.
We're very mature. I would say, I believe, because I was listening to someone else talking about child. I think you can still have some. I'm very comedian, which I can be comedic. I believe we just have ways in us. I wouldn't call them childish. I just call them, we like to have fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them childish.
You don't like to always be serious. And we mature, because I'm very mature. But we just have, I wouldn't say they're childish moment, but just fun moment where we laugh, joke. I wouldn't label it as childish, though.
No.
Yeah, we might joke and, crack up. But we ain't just walking around all the time. Ain't nobody doing that. Yeah.
Okay, next. MaHogany doesn't believe in spanking, but Justin does.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't not believe in spanking.
MaHogany, she's not forceful. And which you're gonna have to learn, because we do have Justin Jr. He's now, with autism. I think to me, I've not studied the statistics of autism and the research, but I do believe Justin sometimes tries to use that ultimate and resort to bad behavior, and he'll know how to get away over MaHogany. So even like when he goes to his class every day, he will sometimes act up if I'm not here, but he know if I'm in the house, or I will come in that classroom and shut it down. And listen, we're gonna get you because you're gonna do this session. Otherwise, MaHogany, he know like, yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing. And if you spank me, they ain't did it. I believe in spanking. I don't play with it. I don't play with it. And I would say not for all ages. Yeah, I do have a limit. Like Mateo Milo course and down the Miles, like they got a little while to get there. We start at that age. We start with little hands, little tap. We start with hands. When we come to spanking, we're looking at about age 3 and up. We start, pat, pat, pat. But right then, up until that, we on hands. And I think that's enough for them to get that.
Yeah. And I mean, even with the spanking, it's not like, that serious. It's just kind of just more so like, transition from the hand. And I think, it's not my cup of tea. I kind of leave that for you, but
I think she gonna grow.
Have to grow
I think she gonna grow into. We'll see as the years go, because we're dealing with now 5 young men. We're gonna see how long she does not spanking. I think it's gonna take her to a limit one day. We'll see how well they do. We pray that they do good, but I think we're gonna have to check some of them. Y'all hear what I mean? Cause boy, we're gonna have to check some of them. All right, I'm gonna get the next question. Number 8. Not question, next assumption. The kids spend more time with MaHogany than Justin.
Nah, it's pretty much equal because I'm always kind of with you. I mean, I feel like, they might have more moments with me, but you're always kind of around, I feel like. So they kind of spend equal amount of time with me, with each other, well, each of us. But I mean, there will be some, I do more of the teaching. Yeah. So I feel like in that regard, they are with me sometimes more, but it's not that much more. Yeah. Like I do the teaching for Mateo, Milo, all the children. And so when they come down for their lessons and stuff like that, individually, they are going to be spending more time with me. But it's not like we're going out to the stove and stuff like that.
You guys co-sleep with Miles. Yep, Miles is living in that bed with us. I'm getting ready to put, because I didn't realize he's over among all of our children moved out at a certain, I think, 4 months.
I can't remember exactly when it was.
About 4 or 5, ain't it? It ain't that long, ain't it? 4, 5, 6?
I don't know exactly when
it's somewhere in that time period.
Somewhere.
We don't keep them. We usually, I think maybe between 5 and 6 months. We usually let them transition to their crib. Miles is, to me, he's starting to extend. And I'm getting ready to go and build it up. Yeah. Builder. Get ready to build it up for him. Next assumption. It's easy to parent your children because you're content creators and you stay at home all day.
Nah, it's harder.
Yeah, it's harder.
It's harder, and I think I've had people joke all the time. They're like, "Oh, I know your guys' job is so hard because all a lot of people think videos."
People think YouTube is easy.
It's so much harder than what people think. It's so much more to just turn on the camera and hit record and upload it to YouTube. It's so many steps in between that that I'm not even gonna get into right now. But I feel like honestly it's harder because you're around your kids all the time. Don't get me wrong, I love being around my kids, but like some people when they have a job, they can literally, a job outside the house, they can literally get up, leave and get a break. Whereas if we want a break, we have to hire childcare. And childcare for our amount of kids is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's very expensive. It's very expensive. Sometimes $150 an hour and stuff. Sometimes more than that. It can range, especially with Miles being young. So $150 an hour is probably cheap. And so it's like that stuff is very expensive. So it's like we have to pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to go get 4 hours away. So no, it's harder, honestly.
Another something. We do not feed the kids enough.
No, really, y'all. I think when it comes to how much we need to feed our kids, we know our kids best. And sometimes when you have less kids, you feed your kids more. I mean, it just all depends.
I think people that have less kids, like 1 or 2 or 1, really, because y'all be giving them a whole buffet. Now, I believe when you have a bigger family, I've seen bigger families, I've seen the difference. I grew up with friends that had bigger families. It is, to me, more portion control. It's more, it's more sometimes little Caesars involved, things that, like, you're always thinking, like, okay, what can I buy? Like, especially if you don't want to cook, you be like, what can I buy that everybody can get and full, you know? Or when it comes to preparing a meal, you're like, okay, you get the meat, you get you know, you might get some seconds of certain things, but it's more portion control.
Yeah, so I think there's nothing wrong with that. I give you a 5-piece nugget, I give you a fruit, a vegetable, a grain. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. I think same when it comes to breakfast, you're getting pancakes, egg, and a fruit. You know, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think people want you to feed their kids 5 pancakes, 2 applesauce packets if they want,
sausage and bacon,
2 sausages and bacon. And I think no, we don't have to do that. So yeah, sometimes it does look different to people, you know, but it's definitely enough. I give my kids, they have more than enough. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing about my kids, y'all, they eat, you know, different things. They try. Their mama cooks amazing things. Let me tell you what my mom used to say. My mom used to have a saying. Listen, the government didn't tell me what you could, what you want. Basically, the government just told me what I gotta feed, that I gotta feed you. They ain't tell me what I had to feed you. And she meant that basically as if I can feed you the same thing. But listen, my responsibility is to feed you. But our kids, listen, they be trying different things. MaHogany be cooking sweet potatoes, all this stuff. Listen, I ain't get all that. Sometimes you got a grilled cheese, got a pimento jut. So they eat, y'all. They eat show enough to eat.
And Justin is so skinny, but y'all, Justin will take down and then we give them, you know, like we have to put a lock on him because when I say like Justin to eat, he'll just keep eating until he's sick. So, you know, it's just like we feed them more than enough. They get so much different kinds of food. They try different things. I think some people, they get drawn back sometimes because they want our kids to eat what we eating or something. So if I go get Golden Crust, my kids should have Golden Crust. And no, they should not.
Alrighty, guys, we're going to give you 2 more.
All right.
You guys have adult time with Miles in the room. Speak now, forever you hold your peace.
I mean, but who doesn't though?
Yeah, we have.
With the little kid, not Mateo Milo.
Yeah, Mateo Milo be over there.
No. But I'm talking about like the little baby.
Yeah, when Milo most time be asleep.
Yeah, for sure.
Then sometimes he ain't. But listen, I turn him off. I can turn his bed around the other direction. You don't need to be exposed.
Yeah.
But you gotta get it in. Listen.
When you can, and I mean, Miles is in our room, so what we supposed to do?
Yes, Lord. Especially when this soldier marching, I got to march on.
Shut up. But
you guys only dress your kids in expensive clothing.
That's definitely false. Listen, I'm one of those parents. I don't care how much money I got.
I'm gonna shop for you. I'm
gonna shop for you.
You're gonna look good, but we're gonna get a discount.
Yeah.
We're going to the discount store. We're gonna find a cheaper website. We're going somewhere, especially with children, y'all. Every now and then they'll get something like real expensive.
Yeah, like they got Dior in the closet.
Yeah.
They got, you know, expensive brands and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm not one of those parents where I feel like my kids got to be dressed down in whatever. As long as they have nice clothes, I mean, now I'm not shopping at Goodwill. I mean, no. Yeah. I'm not saying nothing wrong with Goodwill, but I ain't doing that. I mean, a lot of this stuff is brand new. It might just be Walmart, but I mean, I give my kids what they like. I know one time there was this big argument because somebody, I think it was a celebrity, they had got their kids some Walmart shoes that lit up or something. They was like, y'all got all that money, why you buying Walmart shoes? And the thing is, kids grow up fast, and kids get them kids what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I got my kids some sweatshirts with dinosaurs on them, and people were like, "Oh, why y'all get them that?" Like, but y'all got this brand. My thing is, let the kids be kids. Yeah. It's not Goodwill. It's not cheap. It's quality stuff. Like, let them get what they want. They want dinosaur decked out clothes. Let them have dinosaur. They don't know who Dior is, Gucci, or none of these brands. So it's like...
And I think the world has changed to them. When I was coming up through high school, you wore name brand stuff. You know, in your middle school, you wore name brand. You had polo on. These days, our culture has changed a little bit. Kids, polo, to me, that's outdated. Because most kids, they wearing more of, what's the name, like streetwear clothing and things like that. So to me, you can find those clothes, to me, cheaper, good quality. And I think that's a good thing. When we growing up, everybody got to have polo. They want a Chanel shirt or girls come to school with Chanel pocket. It was insane. And I think now it's more, of course it was fake. Tell me about it. But now there's more to me. Streetwear is great. You can find some great deals on streetwear that are phenomenal. So, but yeah, guys, those are some of the subjects we want to make sure we answered. Did you
was there any other?
There was a few more, but we get ready to get out of here.
Was there anything juicy in there?
Ain't nothing juicy else. We got y'all all. Last one was, I give you this one. We got to go. Y'all said that Justin thinks all of the brown skinned kids look like him. And all of the light skins look like, I think that all the light skins look like mahogany.
Yeah. Now I will say, when it comes to like the brown skinned kids and more the lighter skinned kids, I don't know how, like that was all God's creation. I don't know how he split them things like that, where the brown skinned ones look like Justin and the light skinned ones look like me. I don't know how that worked, but I don't think that's no assumption. Milo and Justin actually do look like you.
I don't think Milo look like me. I would say Mahogany. Marcel looks like her. Mateo favors you a little bit, but Miles got you beat. Miles got Mateo beat. Teo looks a little bit like my dad, and some of his other children. But y'all would assume if you haven't seen my dad, then looks just like Mahogany. But if you seen my dad and some of my younger brothers, you'll be like, that boy look like them people.
Yeah.
So, so right now, the only person you have to go off is Mahogany, of course. But Mateo, if you seen my dad, you would be like, that's that boy daddy right there. He looks like my daddy in certain ways.
Your daddy is actually lighter skinned too. Your mom is the one that's browner skinned.
Yep. So guys, listen, comment down below if you enjoyed this video, if you want us to do it again in part 2. Let this video get how many likes?
1,000 likes.
Let's get it 1,000 likes and we'll make sure we drop another banger video once again. Listen guys, thank you for rocking with us. I'm your boy Justin.
And I'm MaHogany.
Listen, do us a big favor, hit the subscribe button.
Turn that post notification bell.
And listen, make sure you comment what?
Hello.
Today's shout out notification winners goes to boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being the true supporters that you are. Listen, guys, until next time, remember, if you keep it locked,
we're going to show you how to keep the life lit.
Listen, we're out here. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a 2-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the fun.